the next strategy I want to talk about is from the company called Never Cold Call Again, and it's Frank Rumbauskas. Okay, so this is a guy who says cold calling is dead, and if you try your way to make sales by cold calling, you're going to be frustrated because it's getting harder and harder and harder. Basically, he says it doesn't work anymore. Whether you want to believe this or not, but if you're in sales, obviously, you know that it's gotten harder because of technology and because people have been oversold and people have caller ID and, they're not going to necessarily answer your phone, or they're just tired because they got too many salespeople all the time. So here with this system, he creates something that is painful and urgent. And this painful and urgent matter, which is somewhere an intersection where people experience internal and external pain, that is where a big opportunity lies. So things like that, you say, if you're a salesperson, wow, I really don't want to do cold calling anymore because I hate it. So let me check out his system because, maybe he can teach me something that I don't know yet. Now, the great strategy that he offers is he offers a 37-page PDF report for free. And when you read this report, you say, wow, it's true, it's really that, but I want to know more. How can I make a living? What strategies do I need to use in order to never cold call again? And if you're a salesperson, obviously you're interested. Now, the cool part is he charges $97, just short, $3 short of $100 for his program, which is 2 CDs and a little, workbook. And but you don't pay for 30 days, and that's the cool part. So you don't pay for 30 days, which means you only have to pay for shipping, which is $5. So I think, well, I can spend $5 and I get the solution to never cold call again. And if I don't like it, I can return it because I don't have to pay for another 30 days. Well, I fell for it personally. I bought the system, okay, and I spent, the $97. And the cool part was that obviously, like everybody else, we were lazy, we forget. After 30 days, I completely forgot. My credit card got automatically charged, and boom, he made the sale. I wasn't angry because obviously I wanted the program, but the threshold, the $5 to get my painful problem solved, which is don't cold call again, was well worth it. And there was almost no hesitation for me because I had nothing, almost nothing to lose, so to speak. So I want to encourage you to think about that. So how can you defer the payment 30 days? Maybe the client only pays for shipping, so he has to pay something, and you got the credit card on file. And at the same time, because you know that people are forgetful and lazy, they will not cancel it afterwards. Another strategy I want to talk about is maybe for a financial advisor, okay? So obviously you want to replace some of the old cold calling strategies with new online strategies. Now, how could a financial advisor or financial planner or someone in a similar profession make money online? Well, same way. You run an ad on Facebook and then you offer a free PDF report. And, people are fearful. So one of the things could be like 8 mistakes that most investors make. So people say, ooh, I don't want to make a mistake. So they click on the link, they submit their email and name, they get the free report, but maybe they have to fill out a little bit more, like their phone number or, address or whatever. And then the person can follow up by phone because the person showed a general interest in that topic. The PDF could also be something like investing secrets and from the elite of Wall Street. Okay, so people want to know secrets, so they're curious. Or something like stock market outlook from 2017 to 2022 or something like that. Or income generating strategies, through covered calls. So something that people say, oh, I'm curious, I want to know about. And you could even present your, let's say, basic strategy. Let's say you have a basic concept of how you invest. And it's, let's say, a 10-15 minute video where you show people, where you say, hey, the secret to investing is this, and you present it in such a way that people say, oh, wow, this is cool. This is a really cool strategy. I want to know more. Okay, so I want to get in touch with this guy because I believe that this strategy is really cool. Now, the advantage of the financial advisor is that he doesn't have to explain his basic strategy or his coolest tip, so to speak, 1,000 times. He only has to record it once, and it's online, and people can watch it, and then they can decide whether or not they want to spend some time with him to maybe become a client. So, depending on what kind of business you have, you could apply a similar concept, okay? So it's very simple. Now, another approach is a really funny one. It's called the rich jerk. The rich jerk is someone in Los Angeles with, expensive cars, with his mansion, with, bikini girls and guns and so forth. And he talks about how he is such a, he talks about how he made money and how he's more successful. And he's a real jerk or asshole. And he appears to be that way, right? So, and he really plays that role in a cool way. And it's funny because he offends people. He says, oh, you're lazy. You don't know how to make money, but I do. Da, da, da. So, but he makes you curious. And in the end, what he does is he says, if you want to be just like me, if you want to make money just like me, sign up to buy my $297 product. So it's actually entertaining, funny, unconventional. And if you watch it, I'm sure you will laugh. But it's funny because he's trying to, instead of trying to impressing you with professionalism and so forth, he impresses you with money, women, lifestyle, and he's really funny. And so sometimes you need, I don't want to say play the idiot, but you need to have an unconventional approach, and you can be much more successful than if you're all serious and all, trying to be professional and so forth. Sometimes that just doesn't, it's boring or people don't get excited about it. So I encourage you to watch it and learn. My next example is Teal Swan. And Teal Swan is a beautiful looking woman. I was like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. But she is a spiritual teacher. Now, how does she work? She has over 200 YouTube videos about life lessons where she explains, things from a spiritual point of view. So she's like a new age queen, if you like. And she doesn't make any money from her videos at all. She doesn't have them monetized on YouTube, but she has a huge amount of subscribers and followers. And I'm not sure about the exact number at this time, but it's like something like 400,000 subscribers. So if you have a lot of followers, 400,000 people, and you become somewhat popular because you have really high quality content, then what happens is she can promote her books, her courses, her seminars, or she gets automatically booked for speaking engagements and so forth, where she doesn't necessarily have to do extra marketing. Okay, so she gives away all her lessons, all her messages for free online, and because of that, she has a big popularity over time, and people want to know her more or want to hire her. So check her out, Teal Swan. Really great system. Another person that I like is called James Wedmore, and he uses videos or video marketing on how to make money online with videos. And the reason why I like him is because he's such a nice guy. So when you see him, he's the type of guy that you want to introduce to your grandmother or to your, to your family, because he's such a, smiley, happy, nice guy. And you could say nice guys finish first. So therefore, what he does is his website is very simple. Okay, so he's super nice. His website is simple. And what you do is you can watch his free videos where you understand what's important when it comes to videos and so forth. But then he makes you fill out a questionnaire. And this questionnaire then, is the basis point where he can follow up with you whether or not you can either have a Skype call with him, VIP coaching, or you spend a day with him in, in Laguna Beach, which is here in California, or you join his mastermind coaching program, which is 6 to 12 months. So either way, so he has several options for you where he can make money. But the main message is that he gets his popularity there because he's such a nice guy, and he focuses on only making videos, which a lot of people really want to learn about. Now, the next group or system I want to describe to you is called Awaken the King, okay? And it's a system for men where men say, oh, you lost your business, you lost your relationship, you lost money and so forth, and you had problems and you had to go through a difficult time. So what does it take for a man, let's say a man in his 40s, to get it all back, to have a great relationship, to have a great business, to have it all, okay? So that's their claim that they make. And the way they do it is like very emotional, okay? So they have this hour-long video where they start crying and talk, about the sob stories, and so they use this emotional video to make you feel like, oh my God, I want to be part of this, okay? I want to join. And then they even call it the brotherhood, okay? So join the brotherhood so that you can be part of something greater, and we together can make your life better, and so forth. So this people today have a need for connection. They have a need for brotherhood, okay? Especially men, okay? Because they're all alone, and especially in the time of the internet, they feel like they have no one to talk to, really. So, and if you're going through a difficult time, then, they understand that and they can help you with that. So, and they also charge $10,000 for their 4-day event, plus coaching and so forth. But $10,000 is still a lot of money. But, it works, and you see them all the time, and they're making a killing. So, so the system of brotherhood, making a comeback, in your life, having it all, having this connection, that really seems to sell. Then I want to talk about the irrationally passionate audience. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so there are certain hobbies or topics where people are crazy about, okay? Things like golf, okay? So people who love golf, they buy absolutely the best equipment they can buy for golf. Yoga or archery, rock climbing, pole dancing or gardening, or even tennis. So there's certain topics or hobbies where people are very, very attached to it emotionally, and they absolutely love it, and they will buy whatever topic, whatever product they can get their hands on. So if you can recognize a market like that for yourself, then you can create all these products around that topic. Let's say golf, whatever products you want to sell, and if you have the right target group, it will almost sell automatically. It can also be something like grandparents buy certain things for grandchildren, okay? And it's something where you don't even have to sell because it sells on its own. Well, obviously, when you want to sell something online and you start by, trying to sell them your product, that doesn't always work out like that, okay? Because people don't necessarily initially want to buy your product. But what you should do is called education-based marketing, which means there's a certain topic that people have an interest in. And what you do is you position yourself as a specialist in that field, and you educate. You give them a lot of great information. You give them a lot of great tips about this topic. And then they think, oh, this is really cool. I want to know more about this person, and I want to know what else he's offering. So then the second step is then you can offer your products, and then you can sell your products. But first you need to educate them. You need to teach them something. And also it makes you feel more trustworthy. Then I want to talk about becoming a shovel seller. What do I mean by shovel selling? Okay, In California in 1850, around that time, was the California Gold Rush. I'm sure you've heard about it in history. So what happened? A lot of people left their homes, they went west, they went to California, and they tried to, hit it big by finding gold and, making money. But what did really happen? The people who sold the equipment, like the shovels, those were actually the people who made more money than the people trying to find the gold. So people trying to find gold usually didn't make any money. Now, why do I mention this? When it comes to internet marketing, and you can see online, the number one, or let's say 80% of the products that are being sold are systems on how to make money online. So I call those people the shovel sellers, okay? So they don't actually have a product per se or a track record where they have successfully sold something, to a customer, but what they have is they have a system that teaches others how to be successful online. Okay, so basically, it's shovel sellers. So those money, making strategies can teach you how to make money. So they make money off those strategies. So basically, they don't really have a product, but it works. It works. Okay, so people buy those kind of products because, let's say, if you have to spend $2,000 or $5,000 for a product, but it will open up the gates so you can earn at least a six-figure income, like at least 100,000, or some people even made a seven-figure income. What's $2,000 or $5,000 compared to that? It's nothing. So therefore, people get motivated. They spend the money and they buy that course. Now, when it comes to creating your personal online strategy or marketing strategy, remember, no strategy works forever. Okay, marketing strategies can change or they become less efficient over time. And let me give you some examples. In the old days, when email was new, everybody did an email blast. They sent out 1 million emails, and then they got restricted and you couldn't do that anymore. Then the next step was webinars. And now too many people are offering webinars, and even though they might be a great tool and they still work, but some people kind of get tired of it because they know they're just going to be sold something. So just ask yourself, how would you feel as a customer, and use common sense, what is going to work, let's say, long term, okay, and what is maybe the strategy of the month, okay? And even if you have the strategy of the month and it works and you make money, that's great. But as I said, no strategy works forever. So you have to continuously educate yourself. You have to continuously look at your competitors, look what the other people are doing, and then reverse engineer their steps or their process so you understand how they get customers, so you see what works. So you don't want to use something and put your whole egg basket into it and nest egg into it and then lose it all. What you want to do is you want to use maybe several strategies, okay? And remember that some strategies will no longer work after a period of time. I want to encourage you to build your own online business, okay? And the one thing is, you have to remember that a lot of people had to spend countless nights trying to figure things out. They, it took them months or even years till they were in a position where they are today, until they made money. So don't get discouraged, okay? Getting started is better than overthinking. So just get started, okay? And how do you do this? There's 5 steps. Number 1 is target your niche. So decide what niche do you want to focus on, what you want to be known for, or what you want to focus your products in. Second, create your product. Third, then build your marketing strategy and obviously get traffic and then automate the email follow-up, okay? And that's what you should do. So don't think too much, just do it, okay? And the difference between the person who's successful and the person who's not successful is that he just started. And once you start, and let's say you run into difficulties or it doesn't work, but then you will know what doesn't work and you can adjust accordingly. And when you do that, you will get more successful over time. So eventually you solve one problem, then the next, then the next, then the next, until you have all the pieces of the puzzle together until it works and you make money. So I want to encourage you to do your best, to just get started, and all the best luck.